teams. One of them going to be 2-0 after this. SMPR Esports taking on the Pioneers to go 2-0 in this West. Let's head to the Verizon Skybox with Turtle and Spaceman.
Good morning, you saucy little salamanders. Hope you slept well, because this one's going to be an interesting way to kick off the day. A middleweight fight between KCP and once more SMPR.
Not the saucy salamanders.
Welcome in.
You really had to do them like that. The saucy salamanders. Yes, indeed, we've got quite the matchup in front of your eyes. Pioneers, SMPR Esports. I think we go the distance, Spaceman. I really do.
I mean, I would love a Game 7. You know me all day, every day. But for the first match of the day, day 2 of the wild card, it's going to be a fun one. I'm interested to see how the transitions will be for SMPR. Of course, Archie, who had been on loan for essentially 7 or 8 years at that point. And now, again, a different look, but we've seen Exotic before. Most notably, I believe, last time, if memory serves correctly, on Train Hard, how good that team used to be going against the likes of Dig on Coliseum. But now, Kansas City Pioneers, the only ones in their way. Both these teams starting off 1-0.
Yeah, and they started out with sweeps to their names, 4-0 for both sides. We obviously saw Pioneers at the end of the day, as well as SMPR at the end of the day, closing it off, and now starting it off. And we had some crazy shots coming out of SMPR, looking to break through the Pioneers' defense, which seemed to be just impenetrable before against Veloce. They were blocking every shot. The third-man rotations always with perfect timing to get into the spot that you need to, finding pre-jumps. They were really filling the gaps there on the defensive side.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised by the Twitch fan vote. I'd expect a little bit more support for SMPR, though granted, Pioneers have a die-hard fan base.
Oh yeah, you can hear it.
Yeah, you can't blame them at all. It's a fantastic organization all throughout, but SMPR looking better as of late, a bit hot and cold streaky at times, but so far in Game 1, again, not a much fanfare. We saw a lot of 4-0s yesterday. Do you think we're going to see the same trend going into
I don't think so. Obviously, with the Swiss format, things are designed quite literally for teams that are feeling themselves, feeling good, to go up against other teams that are also killing it. And you can see it right here, as both of them have sweeps to their name. So I expect a lot. And if we're going to talk about yesterday's performance, I think from the Pioneers, they were a 3-headed dragon, Spaceman. They had solo plays from Banana Head, which actually ended a 6-minute OT. They had constant aggression, even on low boost. And the defense, of course, was made of steel, which was able to stop every shot from Veloce. So those 3 tactics, I think they're going to utilize.
And I think the physicality was certainly a reason why Pioneers found success going against Veloce. But early on, it really has been the defensive stops quickly by Pioneers. On the other side, similar stories there. SMPR cutting down the ball quickly at midfield. We'll try to poke it out towards the corner as Banana Head corrals this.
Ooh, there he goes.
Back upfield. Plenty of boost in his tank. We'll dump it right back down. No center for the moment. Very hesitant for Pioneers, looking for that infield pass to open up, but it's been these isolated challenges that have kept SMPR upfield.
And I talked about the Pioneers and what worked for them, but if we want to go the other side for SMPR, things that were very much in their favor in their matchup against Team Secret were the corner plays. They were winning so many challenges like we just saw there in the corner that would, instead of going back to their own side like we did see here, it would actually pinch out into the midfield, Spaceman, and that's where a lot of plays developed for SMPR, from the corners, then into the midfield.
They start to stretch this ball laterally, a couple of extra wins, and Pioneers tried to set something up towards the backboard, but it escaped down, and Shawset was looking for possession, could not maintain it. A big 50 does go the way of SMPR, but this should be relatively easily handled. But we see this continued pressure. A lot of boost management right now at the midfield line. SMPR basically throwing 2 up at a time and playing that zone offense.
Oh, look at the space.
So often.
And that's the scary part of Shawset's gameplay, is that he can bring out those dribbles that he actually put on display in Valencia a while back, dribbling, I'd say, 3 players frequently, and now trying to slow the pace down. But instead in the air, it's Exotic looking for something cheeky to go by the defense, but nothing slips through.
And it's those soft floaters over the backline defender that SMPR are trying to find for the opening goal. Pioneers doing a very nice job of meeting the challenge on the goal line and escaping down with the transition. Counterattack begins, but does it maintain itself? No. Foot race to the ball. Eventually will be stopped by SMPR with another big 50 going the way of the Pioneers. The boys in blue trying to mount the defensive attack, and with that, hold on to possession time. Pressure has been there. Great stop again. Exotic circling through the front of the box with very little boost to keep this ball alive. But his teammates are in there for support, and Cassio will send us to the adjacent side.
And while there are a couple of moments of space given to SMPR, for the most part, the Pioneers are doing a good job for being as stuck on defense as they are at throwing somebody forward, having one player at least contest a shot, find a challenge. That one is definitely wide, and then it slipped past. Cassio couldn't get the follow-up, and we're still dealing with so much SMPR pressure on the Pioneer side.
We've killed about 4 minutes of gameplay, 60 seconds to go on the clock. A couple of quality shots from both teams, but not an opening goal. This could change things. Been ahead. Sharply off the backboard. It's centered. Lockett will keep it high. Here comes Scrub. Follow-up not there. Exotic with a nice clear.
Now to the side. We'll see if Banana Head can wreak havoc. He does get the boost and leave it for Super Locky, who tries to go backwards and things end up working out. This is the most pressure we've seen out of Pioneers. We'll see if they can build on it.
I was looking for a potential bump, but instead elected for the boost grab. Now resources here for Pioneers. Quick
Oh
flip.
my.
No way, that pinch is in. Here comes Cassio. He needs to make this challenge to keep the play alive. Under 30 to play. Banana Head towards the net. Very slow at that. We'll find a demo, so numbers advantage. Back out towards the front. Great pass. Great redirect as well. But nothing coming through. Pioneers have to try again.
And that was a play that we actually saw a lot for SMPR that I was discussing. A pinch from the corner, squeezes out into the midfield, but there was nobody to answer. In the final 8 seconds left, this is going to be everything. Maybe a shot on net could end it here from Exotic, but it's wide. And this ball is going to stay in the air.
They got to keep it up. Super Lake. He's going to sneak through off the backboard. It's still alive, but is anybody around? Yes, Scrub, popping it high. Numbers have to be around. You have plenty of boost if you're Pioneers. And that should touch. It was a sharp angle on the redirect, but yet again, the pass will fall. Golden goal for game 1.
The ideas were there from Pioneers. Banana Head looking to drop that ball down, but of course, once it touches, you're going to OT. We get more OTs.
I love it.
Got a couple yesterday. Let's see if we continue that trend in this series.
I love when we start to swing these OTs.
Yeah.
The series does go on.
Oh.
It's such a tall task to ask for these squads, playing so many games in Swiss bracket. A couple extra extensions, and the rebounds will be there for the Pioneers defensively. They've done such a great job at winning some of these 50s on the back wall. Counterattack begins off of that. Exotic will bring this down to the ground. Now Holden gets one flip, escapes around one. This recovery will be absolutely diabolical, but it will be stopped, and the clear should be there.
And it was an early challenge from Scrub. Even though he saw his teammate up, he was still able to get into the air, not hesitate, but hold on, speaking of not hesitating, maybe Exotic could get something with that flip, almost found it. And we're back to SMPR's possession.
I'm waiting for that sharp pass in the infield, and we saw it a little bit near the end of regulation, but yet hasn't been converted into the OT. Another minute burn. We'll follow this one down to the ground. Silverlocky's POV back to Chaussette. A lot of boost here. Looking for the Octane to get the flip over. Keeps it up for his teammate. Exotic puts it centered. Chaussette trying to beat the defender. Banana Head way too quick on the play and gives possession right back.
I do like that idea, though, from SMPR to keep somebody forward off the backboard, trying to disrupt that third man. If you get in front of him or even find a bump, it could be the end. And then a fake from Exotic. Can he get past the second one? No, it's read well from Scrub. And check out the defense for the Pioneers.
Oh, that's dangerous, though. Scrub has to corral this quickly. Super Lucky had to cut into the lane to keep that towards the corner. Though the ball does jet.
He's got a
Here
split.
comes Banana Head. Tried to sneak through. That ball's around. Still anybody's possession. It's caught in traffic for the moment. Scrub with a very nice fake through the corner. Yet again back to midfield. Both teams vying for a spot.
Oh my, this overtime giving us so much from both teams. Pressure on each side. A lot of opportunities given. Mechanics getting thrown. And we've seen a couple of chances, couple of flip resets, but nothing yet strong enough to break through the defense.
And they're not overcommitting. First mistake could be a booming clear. That's an open net in the back line. Was looking for the transitional attack. And Banana Head leaves off the play instead. Midfield boost will be there for Pioneers, but Scrub with the possession. Reset. Potentially went for a fake, but regardless, quickly read by SMPR and quickly dealt with. Still alive, though. Quick rebound. Pioneers not letting up on this play at all. They want to close this game. What a shot, what a save. Still kept alive.
That was a good touch from Exotic, pre-jumping to get that one out of it. Best chance we've seen from Pioneers. If it was a little bit more accurate, maybe some more power to the top corner, we could have ended it early in this OT, but instead we continue on.
And Super Lucky had rotated out. It was up to Banana Head to be the only one at midfield to be a defender. So now falling back to potentially go towards the goal line. Scrub will get demoed as soon as he grabs boost.
Oh my, look at the bump.
There's a bump, but nobody else has really set it up. We're seeing a couple of quick challenges. And the defense is handling a lot of this pressure. Both teams playing excellent defense, just the offense looking for that small gap.
Yeah, I've been so impressed with, like you said, both teams' defense, able to stand tall and find a way to get in front of the net. It seems like whenever somebody overextends, there's always a player who's in position, ready to have their back. The communication needs to be spot on for that to happen, for you to have a safety net like that second man, and both these teams surely have it.
I mean, the patience for both teams cannot be overstated. It's been fantastic as this one continues to get thrown around and tackled into the dirt, but off the back wall. Castillo's up for this one. Into the corner we go. Ball still alive, hanging for anybody's challenge. Exotic trying to get it around the bend. Quickly denied and saved away. Cassio, but Superlake popping it high. It's going to waterfall dangerously. A chance, but quickly challenged. Still alive. Here comes a shot. Denied. Another one in the front of the box. Cleared out.
Nothing can get through these teams. The shots, the demos, the plays are so creative, and finally, something falls through the crack armor.
Of all the ways for game one to end, you probably don't expect this. Cassio with an easy flip and falling back with the momentum of the ball, and Superlake just couldn't close the deal.
Pixels away, Spaceman, from that bounce on the post going out. If that was just slightly stronger and pushed to the right, we would have seen a better bounce, maybe a longer OT, but instead, it did slip through. And we saw so many chances where we'd be getting one booming clear down the other field, a couple of strong passes connected, and then we'd go right back to the other side. The pace is on another level compared to day one.
10 shots for Pioneers. On the other side, 13. It's not a huge disparity.
Yeah.
Semper stealing game one in a very interesting finish in that format, but I think we expect the series to be this highly contested, and the fact that it was a 1-0 game and Semper found the rhythm in the overtime, I wouldn't be surprised if this goes 7.
Oh, 100%. This is the type of Rocket League you want to see, where it's a lot of high-paced shots, passes into the midfield, and things starting to amp up here. And day 2 has a different energy, of course. As you get more and more into the Swiss stage, things are going to get crazier and crazier, Spaceman, and that's what we're here for.
On our Mobile 1 high-performance replay, it was pretty clear that it was about as back and forth as you could expect in Game 1. Yeah, and I think for the starting of Day 2, this is how Swiss is going to eventually proliferate. You're going to be seeing teams that are getting those trading blows 1-for-1, and a lot of those tug-of-wars that happen later into the game rather than establishing a score early and rocking off that.
And one thing we did see from Semper was a lot more demos towards the end of that OT, a lot more physical plays, and you'd see one player, and they rotate who it was. Sometimes it'd be Chaussette being aggressive, being that first man, taking charge, but then a lot of times we see Super Lucky push himself forward, get that bump, go for the goalkeeper, try and take him out. Will that be utilized in Game 2? We're going to have to wait and see.
Oh, the beauty of best of 7s, you have plenty of time to figure things out. But it is Game 2 in Aquadome. Let's get into it. A lot of time on the clock and a lot of goals to be had. Semper taking Game 1 in the OT. Cassio finds an early shot just to put something threatening towards the net. Shot's trying to keep it alive, but the defense from Pioneers, though they did drop Game 1, was absolutely stellar.
And now I'm curious, did the Pioneers expect to play this defensively? Always having somebody on the backboard, waiting from Semper to blast it towards their own end. They're responding to clears well. Here's Super Lucky running back to get the touch. He does find it, and it's going to be a nice, smooth, controlled pace to get it out.
And it's not that Pioneers haven't had chances in the air. They absolutely have.
Yeah.
It's just that the defense has been ready and waiting from Semper. They've allowed that real estate and then quickly shut down the property.
And Pioneers, the defense is there. They're playing man coverage. Whenever one player from Semper does decide to extend forward, they have him covered. They're on their mark. And still, I'm surprised to see that OT end as early as it did in the first game.
Cut down to midfield. We've seen more of that 50-yard line get established by Semper as the overtime continued for Pioneers. Struggling at times to catch up with those counterattacks, but they did eventually pull it out. Just couldn't convert it to a goal.
Yeah.
And looking for that circle through the corner. We've seen Semper elect to push that ball into those tight corridors to fight for 50s that would give him an opportunity.
Not the most creative from Scrub, just banging it off the backboard, trying to get comfortable in game number 2 on Aquadome. This one, a pre-flip off the backboard.
Yeah.
And of course, you're going to get a nice touch out of Pioneers. That's what you can expect from the defense, but the way Semper react and recover these touches is immaculate.
That's a 1-2-1 play. You get it towards the sidewall, then you follow through the corner. You're pulling defenders off the goal line. It's pretty easy for Semper. They're doing a good job of finding space. But even better credit to Pioneers defensively, finding ways to put a hand up.
Oh, this is the creativity.
Oh, my word. What a way to start day number 2 here. If you find that one, Scrub trying to get dangerous in a 50 that bangs off the ceiling. And here comes Banana Head for a potential challenge. Booming ball downfield. Super Lucky will cut it down. Plenty of boost. Never mind. Only has 10. And will have to rethink the approach.
For those watching at home, you have to keep your eyes peeled on that dominance on the field. On the blue side, Banana Head, he can make some damage, put in some work. We saw a couple of solo plays yesterday. They need that against Semper to get back into the series.
How many times have we seen him scoop the ball up and take it on his own?
It's the dominance. Get those monster plays.
Exactly, and then you can start facilitating it. It becomes just this lazy Susan offense. Everybody gets a turn around the bend. It's so fun to watch when Pioneers are doing it best. Exotic, very chippy on the board, trying to finger roll that one through. Quality attempt from both teams. Cassio was potentially looking for a dunk, but nothing as of now for Semper or Pioneers. Very reminiscent of Game 1.
And the really interesting thing about this matchup is as I was looking through the replays, looking at the stats, they don't use a lot of boost. These two teams are very comfortable with hanging on low boost, like you'll see Banana Head here. He just picked up the 100, but he was on 0 boost prior, and that's the same strategy that Semper utilized. They'll keep chasing the ball and don't prioritize the boost at all.
So when you see players overextend out to get a corner grab to get the midfield boost, how important is that now in these rotations given the play styles of these two teams?
Oh, it's crucial. You need to get that boost a lot of times when you're rotating back, but still maintaining some level of aggression without any boost, that's really impressive.
Potential pop shot. Super Lockett couldn't find the angle. 2 members now pushed up, potentially 3. Pioneers stressing the issue. That's around, and what a challenge and a read. Super Lockett finds the goal.
Eventually, the defense from Semper will fall. It's a double commit. You saw 2 players there, Castillo and Chaussette, in the same exact spot, and that's why the rotation back was slightly delayed, couldn't get in front of it. A midfield pass comes through, and the Pioneers strike first.
And those are the moments where Pioneers do such a good job of boost management, getting upfield, and the offensive third immediately flying up the pre-jump, knowing you're going to have to meet that pass.
And that's a difficult thing whenever you're the third man. A lot of times you will try and go into the midfield, try and take the boost, run back, but you want to stay patient and be willing to push up without any boost because you never know when that ball could slip through.
Turtle, your words are so handsome.
No, not as handsome as you, Spaceman. Here we go. Off the backboard, maybe something. Semper, they've gotten less creative as time has gone on. Just banging it off the backboard. Maybe that last OT goal gave them too much confidence because not seeing too many stylish plays out of them.
The offense hasn't been broken, just hasn't been open. Potential chance now is this one again. Center of the box, great flip. And find the connection on a 1-2 give and go as Banana will try to find the 50, and that's where the dominance comes into play. Super Locky off the backboard. This should be dealt with. Semper doing a nice job on the connecting pass, 1-2 downfield. And now a potential breakaway. He gets the 50, but Cassie will have to play it towards the side, and we'll try again.
This is where things can get frustrating out of Semper. You have pressure, I'd say more dominant pressure, but nothing to show for yourself and show for all that work. Will they get too desperate and overextend, leading to a second goal out of Pioneers? You just got to hold on for 20 seconds.
Some of those quick rebounds off the back wall that Scrub could take advantage of, put a 2-goal ball game. For Semper, going to have to worry about those rebounds. Possession time felt like it's been all here for Pioneers, but what a touch. Exotic from the box. Oh, it sneaks around! Castillo was there taking a page out of Pioneers' playbook.
It's all about this corner play from Semper. One pass over into the corner, another pass through to Castillo, and the defense falls.
Well, did we just talk about those rebounds and how quickly it can cut a defense down? That depth perception is tough, but the speed is even better. 7 seconds to go. Could we go to OT yet again? Chaussette going to try to keep this potentially towards
midfield.
Maybe
it's ended here.
Super Locky up with the ball, and he will touch it off the 50. We go to another OT.
Corner plays, the theme of this series, especially for Semper. We'll see if that comes out again. Maybe a shot early on, a cheeky one at that, but it doesn't fall in, and we've still got a lot of Rocket League to play.
Pioneers right now are winning these second touches. They're getting upfield, playing off the back wall, and they're keeping the ball close to the net. Semper have to be worried about that. Potentially more booming clears to establish some respect in midfield. Now, if you're clearing it off the backboard and getting free touches upfield, great touch. Oh, wait, it sneaks in?
What?
Just like that? Exotic from the side wall just takes over game 2.
And he's going to steal game 2. Pioneers were dominant this entire time. You get into OT, and you hit a butte like this. Exotic putting the team on his back.
We're trying to orchestrate this whole narrative, talk about the changes, what needs to happen.
Break it down analytically, but no, it's just one giant aerial, top of the box, and it's in.
Sometimes you're a spot-up shooter. And right now, Pioneers,
that's devastating.
They have to feel like this is, you know, of all the times for a tactical timeout, it's a frustrating way to go down 0-2.
Did you even call a timeout?
I don't think you do. No, in this instance, look, it's a frustrating way to go down 0-2. It really is, and we will have, I believe, a KCP timeout. But look, is it the wrong call? No, probably not. As Mobile One High Performance Replay shows you, it was KCP with the lead early on. But Semper have been stealing these games away, and that is demoralizing.
I truly don't think there's too much to harp on out of the Pioneers with the defense. Things just simply started to trickle away at the end of that OT and couldn't get themselves into the right position. And it's all about holding on to the game. Making sure you can last the full 5 minutes is so difficult here for these teams. You're running out of stamina. Things get difficult. For Pioneers, going back to the drawing board, I think this is just a break that they need. There's not too much strategy to implement. They just need to take a second, come back to their senses, and get their heads focused because you need to go the full length of the field.
You know what's frustrating is they were in an ebb and flow for the entire 2 games. You're in this monotonous grind, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. In that instance, it really was the latter, and that's frustrating because you feel like you have that game like a circadian rhythm going the whole time, and it's one small shot that doesn't go your way. All of a sudden, 2 OTs later, you're down 0-2 in a best of 7.
That's the frustrating thing about Rocket League. As much pressure and possession as you can hold, if you let up one mistake, one simple lapse in defense, it is over. And then that makes you start overthinking, okay, we had all this pressure. Do we just throw everything we're doing out the window? What kind of strategy do we implement? And that's where the coaches come in. That's where a lot of these players need to drop the controller, take a break, and relax to get back into the game. 2 games down in this series. Pioneers They've dug themselves a bit of a deep hole, but of course, there's plenty of games, plenty of time left in the best of 7.
A lot of this action would not be possible without our Statman Direct, who lets us know this is the 4th straight overtime that Semper has played in.
Oof, pain.
And that, I mean, one, we've talked about Clutch and Ice in majors, most recently Team Queso, now known as Moist Esports, arguably the most clutch team in the game. If you're coming in and you're Semper and you're winning overtime after overtime, as close as these games have been, that just means that when things start to break your way and those good bounces happen, you could be walking away with some of these wildcard games.
And it's great because I think of Shawset, and I think all the way back to the PSG days where they were just getting reverse swept after reverse swept. And it was painful to watch them not be able to close out a game. So to see him come full circle, the character development is truly phenomenal.
He's entering a good character arc right now, and I'm tuning in for this season, absolutely.
His villain arc. Trying to take down Pioneers, but still, a lot more work to be done. Semper 2-0 in this best of 7.
Well, now's the time to start making the comeback. Exotic tried to dunk it through, but the defense for both teams, again, has been stellar. So far in this best of 7, it's just come down to a couple of crucial shots that Semper have found ways to sneak through and
they
put
stole
water.
game 2.
Yeah,
they truly stole game 2.
They absolutely did.
With 30 seconds left, they get a goal, send us into OT, and then right away it's one quick shot from the top, and it's over. I mean, that's devastating for Pioneers, which is why you see a timeout.
You would love an opening goal if you are Pioneers to reestablish that. But
speaking of opening goals.
Is it that free again?
Oh, my. Corner play for Semper. Look at this 50-50 win from Casio, and then it's all about that first touch from Exotic. Not read well from Super Lucky. It's difficult. You think it's going to go up. Instead, it pops out, and the goal's left wide open.
It's 1-0. Welcome into day number 2. If you're just joining us, second day of Wildcard. We hope you're enjoying it.
We talk about Game 7s all the time, and we never get it.
We just need to stop. We're going to get it this series.
We need to stop.
We're going to get it this series, okay? It's too late into the year for Castle Curses, but at this point in time, the offense has to be as good as it's been for KCP. It certainly can be. We'll see how things play out for the moment. About a minute and a half burned here in game number 3. So far, a 1-0 lead. Banana Head potentially find Scrub in the wing if necessary. It was a 1-2. And Super Locky will cut it down to midfield. The rotation begins to unfold. Pioneers now looking for boosts as they swing back into the play.
That demo from Casio is huge, though, taking out the third man, and it actually doesn't even matter. They managed to do it themselves. 2 players, they didn't need the third, and simply put, Pioneers destroying Semper on the defense.
Hey, so Exotic went up for the touch, and then as he falls in, gets bumped, knocks off Shawset.
Wow.
It's wide open, and Pioneers had to kind of force that goal through, and I think that's important because, again, it gets them right back into the game.
And that's incredible because sometimes that third man will get demoed, and you actually opt out of being aggressive because no third man can come in to crash and get the winning shot. They didn't even need it.
It was a big punch downfield, potentially a second. Super Lucky had overextended, but didn't have enough boost to go up and meet the potential redirect that could have happened. As Cassie will try to play it off the backboard. He goes right back down, looking for the dunk. 2 have to commit for KCP. They do find the save. And a foot race towards the corner. Plenty of boost here for Exotic. He should find the clear. Maybe laterally will move this ball back down to the ground. Banana Head will see you in 2 seconds. Super Lucky popping it high. Easily read by Semper. And they should hold on to possession.
And it looks like Pioneers have shifted their defensive line forward past the defensive, or the midfield line, excuse me. They're getting more aggressive, trying to place that third man in a much more difficult spot that Semper have to deal with. You've got one player flying at you. Of course, losing the 50-50. They're gonna need to watch out for it, but hold on a second, off the backboard. Could lead to something, still tied up. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, half the game to go.
We've seen this ball move more and more towards those backboards. Casio trying to cut it quickly. Get just above the last defender.
Ooh.
That clear does help Pioneers. Now towards the back wall. Semper going to try to play this individually, but Scrub cuts it down. There's no boost for the moment. Banana Head really the only one in the vicinity to potentially keep this alive.
Oh,
but hold on. With such little boost and the counterattack not really flourishing, I mean, it's way too easy for Semper.
And this is Exotic alone in the midfield. He gets past one player, which started with a smooth first touch to get some control, win the 50-50, land and recover on the sidewall. Then you outpace that third man who was prepared the entire time. Semper looking good.
It's these goals that are so, I know for Pioneers, frustrating because Scrub has no boost. He can't get back to the net.
But you have to be faster on that challenge.
You have to be. And you're thinking in those moments, like, if we were just a little bit quicker in our reads, maybe this is a different game. Shawset from the ceiling, a dunk that could have made this a 3-1 game. Banana Head looking for the recovery. It's still alive. Here comes Casio, and he just puts it away.
And at this point, you can see that the speed from Semper is far superior than that of Pioneers. Nobody even up to challenge. That Scrub is running back as that third man. Gets a touch on it, but he's not there in time. Semper utilizing the pace and making him pay.
Surely not. Surely not a 3-0 series lead. The Rocket League gods have not been kind yesterday. Some demos, we trade them back and forth. Now a 2v2. Back to full strength.
Oh
Exotic. The assassin inside the Trojan horse. It's 4-1, and Semper are running away with game 3.
And it's from a 50-50. The challenge department from Semper is superior. They win the challenge. Then the speed kicks in. They're able to win the second challenge. It's a pass across. This is just better Rocket League, and you know Pioneers have what it takes to recover. We're just waiting to see it.
Uh-oh. That would have been a goal for Pioneers, but they got demoed. And now they don't have enough up. But there's still time.
Yeah,
I'm a believer.
Absolutely.
I'm bringing the copium. For Pioneers, it's going to take one swing, but I think if you're going to come back into this game, you would need to go within the next
100%.
Because but then you're playing off kickoffs alone, then positioning, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, and you can see that from Banana Head. I think that's going to be the X factor that sparks a lot of energy into the Pioneers team. One player can make that much of a difference all by himself. Banana Head, the MVP from his region, needs to show up. A minute remaining. Can they do it?
I mean, this was a comfortable lead built upon continuously, and a comfortable win for Semper if they do hold on to it, which, if math serves correctly, which it sometimes never does given these world championships, you would think with a 4-1 game and 40 seconds to play, this is potentially a 3-0 series lead.
Off the corner.
Point.
Oh, the speed was there, then the accuracy falling short. So it seems as though Pioneers realize they need to be faster, but sometimes when you overexert yourself, you're not as accurate as you want to be. With 25 seconds remaining, it looks like we will see a 3-0 lead from Semper in this best of 7, sending us to match point.
I mean, I think, granted, we have to reiterate the point that Swiss is not double Elam. You don't lose 2 and then you're done. You have a chance.
Oh, yeah.
But it is very tough.
Okay, one for the road from Banana Head. This is what you want to see out of Pioneers, something to energize the boys.
Positive points.
Yeah.
We call it a doggy bag goal in crunch time when there's not much left, but you'll take it. Going into game number 4.
It's necessary. You used your timeout already. And this is a game where, in my ideology, you would use it. You would try and throw it out there, but they've already used it up, so you can't take another break. You've got 60 seconds between this game and the next. What changes do you implement?
Well, here's the question I'm going to ask you. I'm going to answer your question by asking you.
All right. More questions.
The old cat.
What if I answer with another question?
Then the multiverse breaks and the incursion begins. Okay, so looking at that timeout that Pioneers elected to take after game 2, both games up until that had been a tug of war into OT.
Right.
This one a bit of a blowout. Do you think the timeout helped Semper correct some of their quick mistakes and give them that advantage now? Or is hindsight too much of 2020?
I mean, we're talking about the timeout from Pioneers helping Semper in this regard. I think
should they have waited to use that timeout till now?
In my eyes, in my perspective, yes. I think now would be the perfect time to use the timeout, but you can't think about the past at this point. I do think it helped out Semper because they stole game 2. I don't think that Semper earned game 2. Simply put, they just got a quick break, were able to capitalize, and they won it. However, Pioneers were dominant that whole time. Semper were able to take that 60 seconds, the extra 60 seconds, get more comfortable on the stage, and continue on.
Well, you were looking at, I believe it was 4 demos and 14 shots from Semper. It was continuous, and I think also a massive silver lining, if you are Pioneers, is you weren't getting completely boxed out of those rebounds. A lot of it came through the midfield. Some of those quick mistakes on the counterattacks were lack of boost. You have to make those progressions a little bit faster. You have to make those reads a little bit cleaner. But you can do it. It is absolutely possible, and Pioneers should feel like they absolutely have a chance to begin this reverse sweep.
For me, Pioneers, there's a mountain in front of them, and on that mountain, there's 2 words. Challenges and speed. Those are the issues you need to fix and get over. You need to climb that mountain, fix them, put a Band-Aid on them, and get back into this game. The challenges need to be better. Semper got so many goals in the previous game off of a 1 challenge, and then a quick pass across the field, easy shot, and you've got yourself a goal.
And the most goals we've seen from Pioneers so far this series, what, 2?
Yep.
And it's got to be a little bit more, just given the caliber of Semper and how quickly they've been able to strike and continue that. Let's get into Coliseum, potentially the last game of the start series. It's only the first one of the day, but if we get another 4-0, my oh my. Shawset with a backflip, great challenge, and now we're starting to see the pace of play kick up as Pioneers are looking for those great challenges. Oh, it almost falls in. The insurance policy was there, just not the closing deal.
But you'll notice Pioneers playing with a sense of urgency. They realize what's at stake, know that if you are slightly lazy to that challenge, it's going to go against you.
You have to panic patiently if you're Pioneers.
Yep.
And certainly they've shown it through the corners. Grabbing boost, resources are here. We've had a couple of shots. Semper dealing with that pressure early, but how long until it starts to suffocate? They should be able to grab this one through the corner. They will be able to clear it out as well. Exotic losing the 50. Right back down, potentially Pioneers now mounting the assault. Super Lucky meeting it in the air, never mind. Scrub taking a demo, and we'll find that extra body. We go back to midfield.
Pioneers able to get in front of the shot several times. Super Lucky. I do like the idea of pre-jumping. No hesitation. Here comes Scrub down the other side. Looking to interfere and maybe get some demos on the way out, take some boost. Infiltrate the Semper defense that has been rock solid for the past 2 games.
I haven't seen a lot of infield passing for Pioneers. Keeping the ball on the ground, great challenge off the top bar.
However, we have seen that from Semper. First touch oftentimes goes into a dribble.
Well, the one time we really saw it from KCP was when they got kind of that bounce rebound through the corner and scored.
Yeah.
We saw Semper do the exact same thing later. Now it's about making those quality reads. The small adjustments certainly should be there. Pioneers will get a long clear. Scrub, not a lot of boost in this spot. Nobody on the ground to potentially bump out. 2 back at a time. There's a demo. Numbers here for Semper. How do they convert it?
And look at that first touch. Very controlled out of Semper. Instead of opting to go towards the booming clear and hit to the other side, they keep it within their own hands and are able to start some possession.
Great play to dump it back down to the ground. You don't want to give another challenge to the corner to Semper. Cassio very quick off the side wall and Exotic. We've seen him get physical before.
1v1 Exotic. Can he find it? He has the flip and he uses it. Exotic able to put him up 1-0.
And that's just a one-on-one break. Semper waiting for this. Great pinch, and Exotic recognizing it. Stalls, uses enough boost to punch it over. Super Lucky just kind of has to flip a coin and guess.
And you feel for that because you might have seen him delay that flip and then try to go for the better 50-50 instead. Perfect timing from Exotic.
That's one of those just I got you beat moments.
Yep.
And it's tough because there's only around 2 minutes some change to play. As Cassio could have put this game away and the series on its head. Scrub trying to keep it alive. Here comes Super Lucky. He does win it. It's a bit of an open net, but that demo just cuts things down again. The physicality from Semper, denying so much of the aggression from Pioneers.
Oh, and look at him. He's aware that he has all this space. Flicks it past one, then back into the midfield. Look at all the time it's wasted. And now Cassio, he's fueled up. He was able to get boost from the midfield and move forward.
They're getting beat individually on the offensive side of the ball, on the defensive side of the ball. These challenges right over the heads of Pioneers. They need something, Turtle. Like you need something positive right now if you want to make this comeback.
This feels like the game that we witnessed from Pioneers versus Veloce. Veloce were playing well, but there was no extra sauce. There was nothing creative, no mechanics. We saw that on the Pioneers with Banana Head. We're not getting any of that. Yes, solid defense, solid rotations, but other than that, nothing.
Well, now you kind of have to push the anger.
Here we go.
You got to get a little bit aggressive here. Oh, that was dangerous. Orange trail just means the save was certainly there.
I don't know how they keep getting those punches.
My goodness, right off the bar. Didn't expect that. A follow-up attempt. Banana Head still past midfield, and I think right now,
here we go.
You have to keep these numbers past midfield. You can't afford to go back in transition.
And this is a far better game than the previous one. The pace has been matched with Semper, but we haven't gotten anything to prove it with a goal.
60 seconds on the clock. Scrub in the back line. Shot set, easy shot. Should be saved. It will, but now you need a booming clear.
And he doesn't find a teammate. Moving forward, it's just going to force another 50-50.
Awkward bounce. They can play it off the back
demo.
But Scrub misflipped. I think he was waiting for it to get cleared back out towards the front of the box. Shot set, read it perfectly. And now players from KCP are kind of just wafting in the air, looking for that touch. A big 50, but does it lead into anything? No. Here comes Scrub. Through the corner we go. Off the back wall, Exotic will take it away.
Oh, and then that's 2 players taken out, leading into a 1v1 Exotic. We've seen this situation before. He goes for the dunk, doesn't find it.
Yeah.
And we do get a 1-2 pass from Banana Head over to Scrub. Now down the field is Super Lucky. They both went up in the air, a double commit, and there's more time to be wasted off the clock from Semper.
It's so easy to read from Semper. Pioneers have not had much creativity. They haven't been afforded anything. But now's the time. It's only your first series of the day, but a sweep hurts.
This is it.
Got to keep the ball alive. Scrub gets beat to the ball and bumped around. They're bullying him. Trying to take his lunch money. 0 seconds, ball still alive. Shot that, putting it away. Cassio
the floor.
Playing it down to the dirt. Still up. From the corner, it will touch. And Semper off a 1-0 performance in Game 4 sweep their way through Day 2.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Game 2 looked like Pioneers were bouncing back. It got stolen from them. And then since then, it's been nothing but Semper on the offensive side, getting every save on defense. This was a stellar performance from them.
It's strange.